Okay, here we go. 2004 Ford Expedition high output alternator upgrade from Jay's Alternators. Uh, some things that people don't go over on YouTube that you kind of should know that I'm gonna go over, but it's a couple videos on YouTube that you can look at. I'm not gonna do an install video or anything like that. I'm just gonna go over the semi-major things, I guess you could say, that you need to go over as far as upgrading. And we're gonna start with the belt. Everybody always got the questions with the belt. With the J's alternator, it's a bigger alternator and it sits a little taller. So technically, in a way, you really don't need the upgrade if you kind of on a budget and you need to go for like a week or two without upgrading the belt. But if you do upgrade the belt, only get one that's a 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch shorter. That's it. Because the alternator, like I said, sits a little taller. Since it's a bigger alternator. It's nothing more, nothing less than a Ford front face, and the back of the alternator is GM. That's the only thing the alternator technically is, as far as the housing. And these wires, it's supposed to be 3, but I made a harness, and you really technically don't need 2 wires to make this run. And the battery light is technically on right now when the vehicle is running, because I don't have the computer wire hooked up, which goes right here and hooks in to this part of the harness, which this is a jumper harness right here. This right here is actually the original harness that goes to the SUV, which this harness right here also had a linkable fuse that plugged up right here and ran to the battery, which what we done as far as that, we ran this little breaker box right here, because other stuff is going to be ran into this breaker box. So it's just nothing less than a 12-volt power source. And also, as far as this bracket right here, it's nothing but a stabilizer bracket. Since the alternator is bigger and sit taller, it's not going to fit. So you got to make a little upgrades. These are basically something that came off that I had in 2 box sets for weed eaters. So I used that as a spacer, and I needed something a little taller in the back. So I went down to the hardware store and got, I think, an inch spacer, a little less than an inch, and got longer bolts and washers. And that's how we're gonna tie that bar in. As you can see, the bar sits just fine with the bracket. And this side actually sit a little taller due to the ground wire, which I'm probably gonna end up putting a ground wire on this side as well. But this is a J's alternator, 370 amp. And that's the little small upgrades. Let me see. Like I said, this is the original harness that plugs into the factory alternator. This part right here, as far as this right here, this ain't nothing but a jumper harness, just in case you want to sell the vehicle later on down the road. And you can just plug this, unplug this right here. You can leave that right there when you install it. But you could just unplug it, take this, and just plug it straight back into the factory alternator. But this is a GM style plug as well. But that's some of the stuff that you run into. But I mean, if you don't want to use no jumper harness, you gun hole about keeping the alternator. All thing I do is follow the directions and use these wires right here, just splice into them. Or you can just be like me, just make a jumper harness, plug, boom, let's play. As far as the power wire we got here. This is a welding cable, 4 out, running into sky high fuse holder, and the battery's gonna get upgraded later. Just so happened I had got a brand new battery. I'm just trying to ride it out right now since it's a brand new battery. Since nobody don't need a brand new battery, I just give it to somebody if they need it in the family. But this is all plus, this is all negative. I still need to do that. Put that one right there after I put the lug on. Sky high lugs, sky high plates. And as far as this breaker box, this is Blue Sea. And this is original area for ground. I just put welding cable right there, something that I had sitting around with no sense in buying any. If I need to make it black, I just put a sleeve on it. This is running directly to the frame. This 4 out running directly to the frame. We're gonna run maybe another one directly to the frame as well. And this is a Stinger cable that I had sitting around. It's got a sleeve on it, but it's blue. It's running directly to the frame. Matter of fact, let's see if I got the let me see if I can show y'all where is it running at. Alright, here we go. Directly to the frame. And yes, the frame has been scratched naked as well. And we're just gonna spray that with some clear electric tape directly to the frame. And this right here, I just didn't want to extend the wire, so I just had that sitting around, something from back in the day. And I think that goes to the starter, if I'm correct. And just basically extended it and just had some other tsunami wire sitting around. Matter of fact, this 8 gauge runs around the battery box to the breaker box. Just trying to keep it simple and clean. I ain't trying to look extraordinary. I'm trying to make it look kind of sort of factory. Other than this big wire right here, that's a must. I just didn't see no point of running 3, 4 runs of 1 off when I could just run 1 run of 4 out. And these are Blue Sea fuses. Don't mind the rust on these bolts. We're gonna fix that later, clean those up. But yeah, I went to Advance and we found the belt that works, and it's just a 1/2 inch shorter. And it took a little bit to get it on. But technically, like I said, if it's just 1/4 inch shorter, that's fine too as well. But I still need to take all this back apart. I need to change this pulley, that pulley, and this pulley. Like I said, it's an 04 and it still got the factory pulleys on it. And as you can tell, I upgraded the tensioner as well. That's very easy to change. But if you got big hands, go ahead and just take it to the shop, because you can cut your hands up like I did. But very simple install, upgrade. If you got common sense, this is a very easy upgrade. Very easy upgrade. Just take the preventative steps for us heat. We're gonna have a heat shield. This heat tape right here for now, but we're gonna have a heat shield on the wire and the heat shield on part of the radiator hose. We really ain't worried about heat on this ground wire because it's a ground wire, but if it needs a heat shield, we'll put it on there. Well, if y'all got any questions, just leave them in a comment. Thank you for checking this YouTube video out.